What do you think's going through Jordy Nelson's mind right now, Greg?
A lot. A lot weighs into moving on. If he decides to move on, there's a lot of valuable things that he had and he still has and hold on to and hold dear in Green Bay, and a lot of variables that come into play to move on to a situation where you're with a younger quarterback, in a young receiving room, new head coach, kind of not starting over, but getting a fresh new look with the Raiders, if you will, if it works out. But me personally, and I can say this because I wore a different uniform,
Mm-hmm.
I can't see Jordy in another uniform. It's hard for me to see him in another uniform, and for a lot of reasons.
It's unbelievable that you, who would definitely know firsthand that it's a business, okay? You know it is a business.
It is
you
a
have
business.
dealt with it, okay? That you still can say something like that. And it's interesting. I'm imagining, I do recall, you went to the Vikings because you wanted to pull a Favre, right? I mean, you wanted to go and just play against Green Bay twice a year and beat them? Is that part of it?
No,
that had nothing to do with
it?
it?
No, that really didn't have anything to do. For me,
Okay.
it was a contractual deal. Green Bay wasn't willing to pay me. And, you hear all this hometown discount, all of that. Yeah, that's great, but the discount that they were asking for, it was beyond a discount.
It was an insult to the word discount?
It really was, and it was almost as if they had taken for granted what I had done.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I had to bet on myself, and I went to Minnesota, which was a struggle for me because I knew what I was getting myself into from a quarterbacking situation, but I wanted to make it work, and it was a better situation for my family and I. And we're still there. We're still there.
You are.
I'm still in Minneapolis with my family. Kids are all in school. My wife has her business, and we enjoy where we are in life. But it's a lot of things come into play when you're making a decision to move on or to stay. I honestly think Jordy still is weighing in the back of his mind of coming back to Green Bay.
Somehow, some way. That let's figure out the monetary aspect of it.
I think he would love to end his career in Green Bay. I didn't want to leave. Nobody. Look at Drew Brees. Drew Brees didn't test free agency, not because he knew he could get more money or he was afraid that he would be offered so much. He didn't test free agency because of what we saw with Zach Strife, his retirement speech.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about how much Drew Brees meant to him and his drive and his passion and why he wanted to play the game at the level that he was able to play for so many years. It's more than just football. And I think that's what fans, outsiders don't quite put into consideration. It's not just about football. Jordy has spent his entire life, football life, in Green Bay, his family, the ties, the relationships that he's developed, not only with the players, but with those surrounding the organization, his philanthropic work.
He's got young kids, too.
Young kids. It's a lot that you have to weigh.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.